In today's episode, you're going to learn how to scale your supplement funnel to cold traffic in 4 steps. Welcome to Health Business Mastery, the Creative Thirst podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Hewitt. A cold traffic funnel that you can scale is what every direct response supplement marketer is after. Many spend years never quite cracking the code. Others seems to know some magic trick. What it really takes is a combination of both art and science, and in today's episode, we're going to be going through the 4 steps to get you there. I take a systematic approach when helping clients crack the cold traffic code, starting with our 4 framework growth method and moving on to a method of testing the 2 biggest levers for cold traffic funnel. That's right, there are just 2 big levers when it comes to scaling a cold traffic funnel. The first is the marketing big idea, which is the concept that everything is built on top of. This is what informs the hook, the marketing lead, and everything that connects to it. The second is the marketing offer, which is the most important element of your entire funnel. A weak offer with strong copy will get sales, but you're still leaving a lot on the table. However, if your copywriting is weak, a strong, irresistible offer can make up for all those sins. Ideally, though, you'll want to have both fine-tuned. But how do you know if the big idea and the offer are even ready for cold traffic? Most marketers don't, and they just blast it out and hope for the best. That's an expensive lesson, but sometimes it works, which is why so many people do it. They hope to hit the lottery. The problem is, if you send a bunch of cold traffic to a funnel that has a weak offer and a lackluster big idea, you're only going to amplify weak results. Instead, smart direct response dietary supplement marketers test their big idea and their offer before they hit the ground running with tons of cold traffic. Trying different offers and big ideas gives you a chance to slow down and gain insight into what works. The trick is to test the big idea and the offer separately so that you understand the impact of each on different types of traffic. Which brings us to the 4 steps to getting a cold traffic funnel to work. Different steps test either the big idea or the offer with a distinct audience segment. Each segment of traffic has a different degree of temperature, ranging from hot to cold. First, cold traffic, step 1. The first place you want to test your offer is with your internal email house list. These are people who already know you. This is the easiest level to get a win from because their level of trust in you is typically the highest. If your offer does not work with this segment, then it's not going to work with cold traffic. The best way to test the offer alone is to do all of the selling in the email copy and drive them to an order page to buy. That's right, no fancy sales page or video sales letter here. They know the product and in many cases have bought before. They're at the highest level of awareness. Give them a great offer and they will buy. Big ticket packages work well here. Buy 12 bottles for a full year supply at 30% off, things like that. This eliminates the big idea as much as possible. Remember, you're just looking for the right mix of offers and how high you might be able to go in terms of price and volume for your biggest package option. When you test against cold traffic, you're looking for a learning here above all else, not particularly a win. So to test your big idea, you want to segment out just the leads from your list. Removing the buyers lets you get closer to the behavior of cold traffic. So you're just sending an email to leads only, people that have not bought from you before. This is the group where you want to try out new marketing leads and big ideas before you open it to the masses of paid cold traffic. Again, you're still dealing with your email list here. And the simplest way to do this is, again, through email copy that is written around a different big idea to gauge which one really resonates the best based on click-through to sales page. I'm not talking subject line here. You could even do click-through to order page. I'm talking about the actual email copy, the big idea. So the copy that's actually in the email, not the subject line. Once you have an offer and a big idea that shows some potential, it's time to take that to the next level, which is step 2. The second step is opening up that big idea and offer to affiliate traffic. Since the audience has an existing relationship, that is with the affiliate, then they are more likely to buy based on the referral to your product. Of course, there's a lot more involved. Depends how often that list is marketed to. It depends how heavy they lean on their list. But this group is already a little bit warmer than a cold traffic audience, which makes them the perfect group to learn from before going to cold traffic. So your foot is in the door at this point, and your prospect is more likely to listen to your message. That's the one real advantage you can get from this group. And that's more than you're going to get when you're marketing to cold traffic. One strategy to use here is to treat your email copy that the affiliate sends as the pre-sale page and create a true sales page that goes deeper into the expression of the big idea. That way you can test your big idea or how well people respond to the big idea based on click-throughs from email to sales page, just like you did in step 1. But you're also testing the offer in this sales page at the same time, in the same test. This step puts a bit more stress on the funnel to see how well it holds up. It's important to note that it likely won't perform as well as your own email list, and it will perform differently with different affiliate lists, which is why it's also important to test against a few different affiliate lists. Each affiliate cares for their lists in a different way, right? Some burn them with too many offers, and some curate them and nurture them over time. How each list is cared for will make a big difference in the results. The sad part is there's no way to really accurately see this. But remember, you're just looking for a gauge here. You're not ready to hit it out of the park. There's no failure, only feedback. So you can adjust before you go into the next step, which is step 3. The third step is to stress test your winning big idea and your offer on the direct email buy. This step really takes the temperature of the traffic down a notch from step 2. We're getting closer to ice cold traffic here. A direct email buy lets you rent a list of targeted buyers and interests. There are a few obvious benefits to this traffic. First, they're qualified. In some cases, you may even be able to rent a list of buyers of other supplement products or condition-specific categories. This is the online equivalent of direct mail, and there was an early episode where we spoke with Nirja, who does this, and she sells lists. Go back to that episode. It's a great listen. The other big benefit of using this strategy is speed. You're getting a ton of traffic all at once in a very quick burst. This speeds up the learnings on the testing of both the big ideas and the offers, but it can also be more expensive than the previous step. Just like in step 2, you'll want to treat your email copy as the pre-sale page, and you can basically use the same assets and creative you used in step 2, but note the difference between the response rates from step 1 to this new step 3. This is where you're going to get your biggest learnings. You may also want to try a few different tests and tweaks here on a few rounds of email buys to prepare for step 4. Step 4 is, at this point, you've stress tested several big ideas. You've narrowed in on the right offer. You're ready for the fourth and final step, cold traffic. This is the moment of truth. But realize that there is more work to do. Even with all the previous testing, that you're still going to need to continue to tweak and fine-tune your sales funnel. It won't likely perform at the level that you can scale at right out of the gate. You may then be wondering, why did you go through all the trouble of the first 3 steps? Why not go straight to cold traffic and do all the same testing at the same time? Well, first, a systematic approach lets you learn more at each step. When you combine everything all at once, it's difficult to really see the effect from each different traffic source. Secondly, it also keeps your data clean, so you can see each level independently. A lot of shortcomings can easily be hid in the muddy averages of mixed traffic sources. At each level, you're ratcheting down the temperature of the traffic from warm to cold. And with each level, you're learning what works and adjusting along the way. You're trying different big ideas and offers to see how they work. The entire goal here is to see what resonates so you can scale your cold traffic spend. Each step also allows you to measure, learn, and most importantly, adjust as you go. Now you may be wondering, what constitutes success at each level? Well, that's the tricky part. There's no hard specific metrics that you need to hit in order to go to the next level. What works better is really looking at your own business, looking at your own averages and comparing it against those averages. For example, in step 1, with the email test to your internal list, you want to know what your average click-through rate is. And when you're testing big ideas in your email, you want to bounce it off that average rate. So for example, if your average click-through rate is 12%, you know that if you go below 12% on some big idea, it's not really juicy enough. But if you suddenly get a big idea out there and get a 20% click-through rate on it, you know you have something there. Same thing with sales and conversion rates. You want to measure it against similar traffic that you've done before. That's all I got for you today. I hope you take this and apply it in your supplement business. Creative Thirst is a direct response digital agency focusing on conversion rate optimization and A/B testing. We work with dietary supplement companies who are struggling to maximize the profitability of their funnels so they can scale. Through the last 7 years in the online health space, we've optimized many dietary supplement businesses. And in that time, we've uncovered the 3 critical funnels for success. We put together that information in a free digital download called The 3 Funnels Every Health Supplement Business Needs to Build a Multi-million-dollar Empire. You can get that free report by going to creativethirst.com. Scroll down to the appropriate section and click on the blue Get Your ebook button.